Hello, I'm Pam Hoffman, Everyday Spacer.
I'm Jeff Miller, 2049 Outfitters.
At Everyday Spacer, we show regular folks how to personally and directly participate in space exploration, science, and astronomy. We're here on Friday nights at 9 p.m. Pacific Time, 12 midnight Eastern Time, and 6 a.m. on Saturday in Germany. For now, that may change for you by next week. We spring ahead. You may not. We're broadcasting live from Thousand Oaks, California.
Tonight we'll be talking about citizen science projects. We'll be back in 8.3 seconds. We've demonstrated citizen science projects in the past. And tonight we'll be looking at some of the websites, go through the process of choosing a project, and demonstrate one of the projects that come out of that process. And your suggestions are welcome if you see one that you like.
Yes, please. I did a little bit less prep than usual this week on purpose. So I would approach this a bit more like a newbie. I'll do my best to think out loud and to offer any insights as I go along. We'll pick at least one project to demonstrate. I'm taking suggestions as well, like Jeff said. We'll look at it for the first time together. If this seems a little clunky, that's part of its charm and probably how it might go for you seeing a project for the first time as well.
Hi, Janie.
Hi, Janie. Time change, yes.
Yeah. Spring forward together. Well, many of us do, not everyone.
Nope, not everyone.
Hi, Dawn.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us, folks. Go ahead and share the screen.
Okay.
So as I start many things, it was a search and just simple citizen science. And we got a variety of things to look at. So, and I kind of was like, well, we never really defined what it is either, even though we've done, oh, hi, Scott.
Hi, Scott.
Yes.
Yep.
I love it too. There's some really fun projects. And we've tried some of them. So, you know, and a lot of these, of course, once they're done, they're kind of done. This might be a little bit more evergreen for you because we're kind of talking about the things surrounding the actual project. So citizen science, they have CS here, also known as crowdsourcing or crowdsourced science. And they say it's a growing practice of public involvement in the gathering, analyzing, or sorting of scientific data for research purposes. That's a pretty nice capsule of information from the UCLA library. I do like this first paragraph too. Of course, you know, Wikipedia can be a good place to start. Citizen science, similar to community science, crowd science, and crowdsourced science, civic science, that word, or volunteer monitoring.
Participatory.
Yeah, is research conducted with participation from the general public or amateur / non-professional researchers or participants for science, social science, and many other disciplines. Very nice. So, and I think we kind of feel it. We haven't necessarily defined it. So I kind of wanted to start there. And it's pretty much exactly what we thought. I hadn't really heard those other terms, community science, crowd science, crowdsourced. I think I've heard that. Civic science, no. Participatory, that one. Monitoring, no. So if you hear any of those terms, apparently it's about the same kind of thing. One of the things to come out of it, which I always love, research brings me cool new things. I'd never seen the USGS citizen science page. And let's see, that's the United States. Oh, I thought it was geography. Geological Society?
Geological Society.
Okay, something like that. I thought it'd be here somewhere. Anyway, the projects here kind of a little bit different than what we've seen before. And they do have a definition here too. Citizen science allows you to contribute to science no matter where you are.
Not so much a definition, but how you interact with it.
Yeah, that's a good observation. You're reporting observations, conducting experiments, collecting data. That's kind of a definition to me. Or developing low-cost technologies and open source code. You and other members of the public can use your talents to help advance scientific knowledge. Learn about current USGS and partner citizen science opportunities below. And they have a pretty nice list, like crowd hydrology. And did you feel it? Which, if you're in Southern California, you just might notice an earthquake. We had one not too long ago.
In fact, that site's been around for a while because I've used it before.
I didn't even know about it until I found it this week.
Mm-hmm.
eBird, iCoast, Indigenous Observation Network, or ION, Nature's Notebook, and all kinds of other cool stuff. Let me actually share this one. This is a really neat site. I like it a lot. Let me go ahead and add it to, hopefully, this will make it a clickable link when I put it into the chat for you. All right, and I'm back to, of course, we have the wonderful NASA Citizen Science page, and a lot of these we know to be cross-pollinated with Zooniverse.
Yeah.
And actually, Zooniverse is where I'm going to spend the most time because we can pick a project pretty easily. Some of the other sites, just a little bit clunky for, like, look at these. These are the same sort of things, and they may even take you over to Zooniverse. Is that what they did before? I forget. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go ahead.
And we like Zooniverse because it offers a platform for performing the citizen science.
Yes.
Whereas a lot of these tell you, here's these projects, and you can do a bunch of stuff for this, but it's not a platform for doing it. So,
yeah,
you can contribute, but it's a lot more effort to do the reporting, do the work, and stuff like that.
And so one of the things I noticed is some of these are pretty cool looking, like, in the decision process, how will I pick a project? Well, here's something. Look at this thing, Solar Jet Hunter. Wow. And I was like, oh, hey, look at this landslide reporter. So I suppose you could approach it in a systematic way and just go right from the top down, left, right, whatever you want. I kind of think of it as more in terms of, ooh, what makes you go, ooh, that's neat? Or does it, like, okay, turn you on? That's kind of a loaded term, but I think it applies because is this going to be interesting enough for you to do the project? So look at the Sungrazer project. I think that's the one where they find the comets with Soho, right?
Right, yeah.
So I am going to go ahead and go over, ooh, look at this thing. What is that about? See, this is the kind of thing. Lake observations by citizen scientists and satellites.
Looks like water levels of the lake.
And it doesn't seem like it's going to be space related, but there it is, satellites. Very cool. So and they go ahead.
NASA's doing a lot of geo reporting too, to basically try to make themselves more relevant to everyone else who isn't interested in space.
So they do have a link here, but they're all different sites. It looks like. Go to project website. And I don't think they're on Zooniverse. Well, that's okay. That's different. Oh, Smithsonian's doing that one. And maybe it's because this is a Smithsonian-based project. I'm not sure. I'm going to go back in case we want to look at that again. Because, and you know what? I found this funny thing too, and it's really cute. It's got some nice definitions and about the data. 50 million classifications were received by Galaxy Zoo in its first year. Papers, more than 60 scientific papers. Cool stuff, right? Neat graphic. And they got this website at the bottom. And darn it, you go there, and the little French I know tells me this has nothing to do with citizen science, which I'm very sad about. Although you find out, because you read the term, there's some, I think it's business. And it seems like it's just like a space filler articles.
I think what happened was whoever was doing the citizen science project didn't keep up their website, and someone grabbed in and nabbed it.
Oh, well. And then you find out this is from July of 2013, at least, possibly earlier.
It's at least 10 years old.
At least. So they do have a bit of an article about this with the graphic, of course, but then there's really cool other websites at the bottom. Notice the Galaxy Zoo one. There's a science.nasa.gov one. There's a Monarch Watch. That's cool. Look at that.
Right. So take these with a bit of a grain of salt because they're 10 years old. Galaxy Zoo doesn't really exist, or if it does, it puts you over to Zooniverse.
Zooniverse, it probably takes you to Zooniverse,
Now, the new scientist is still around,
Oh, this one.
Yeah, but that's just an article.
Yeah, from 2011 too. So kind of older. So sadly, that isn't exactly the best place to go. But you know, things change. Things change. We do have a very nice, I would call it very stable site with zooniverse.org. That's .org. And they have changed the site a little bit recently. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from here and go through the process of I'm here. What do I see? What do I look at? And you can be really systematic. Look at the projects tab, about, get involved, talk, build a project, news, sign in, register. You could register to be. I've just gone in here and played around. I've never registered.
Oh, I have.
Yeah, you have.
And it keeps track of how many things you've contributed to and stuff like that.
Way cool.
So I don't think it does anything except, gets you attaboy points to yourself.
Well, I think if you save the images, you can find them again later because you're registered, which is all fair, fine and good. I do like, I don't know if you saw that flash, they kind of had a little clicky thing and they sort of demonstrated like this has I don't remember any kind of video running like this in the back of this before.
No, I don't either.
That actually looks kind of familiar. So, but yeah, I kind of, when I get here, I tend to think about looking at the projects, and you can see a button here for that. Oh, there it is. See, I think that's a demonstration of one of them, right?
Well, it's the one that was up there at the time.
Ah, all right. So you could probably click on that and pop down, but I'm just going to keep going so you don't miss anything and you see the whole page as we go. So definitely, I would say take a look at any of these kind of links at the top here if you're interested. I'm going to do this too. But I tend to just want to jump right in.
Okay, let me make it bigger too.
Oh, good. Thanks. Yeah. And so you see the featured products, right? They do have them. Oh, okay. It's a little different. They do have some of them at the top here.
Beluga bits. Is that a new snack?
I hate to think. Aurora Zoo, that kind of sounds interesting.
I think we've done it.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm kind of just thinking in terms of what am I seeing here? Yeah, if I'm new, what am I seeing here? I'm kind of thinking out loud. Kind of saying, oh, like, how do you even say that next word? Spyfish. Aotear, whatever. Well, okay. Oh, New Zealand's. Okay, that explains it. New Zealand's underwater world discovered, count, and identify unique fish species from marine reserves. And this looks kind of different. I've never seen this before. People's Contest Digital Archive. Help us transcribe the story. So you can start to look at them in a preview sort of way. All right, examine underwater photos of wild beluga whales and help us identify the age, sex, and group size. So these are definitely science-y.
So the sex of beluga. So you're looking at beluga bits.
Yes, you're looking at beluga bits. All right, so this is, I don't remember this from before either. Discover, teach, and learn, the Zooniverse. And here's the thing. When you get here, you might want to read all the little parts of it. And I tend to, if I'm going through and not just picking a project, I might actually kind of read all this. Zooniverse enables everyone to take part in real cutting-edge research in many fields across the sciences, humanities, and more. And I know here, because we have some specific topics, we talk a lot about science and space exploration especially. Those are sort of the go-to for us. And if you're doing it, you might want to think about, well, what do you like? Does counting grasses in a field and in a square foot in a field appeal to you more than doing like something involving space stuff? And like for us, space is big, really big. All right, do science anywhere. Bring the Zooniverse with you. Oh, I don't remember that either. The app for the phone?
Yeah, they were pushing it the last few times I did this project.
All right, and they have a nice graphic of your computer or phone. I think it'd be kind of hard to do some of these on the phone.
Some of them.
Just because of small scale
they had
of
different
it.
Directions for computer or phone.
Oh, okay.
They were slightly different. They were formatted differently. So
okay. This is really helpful that you got some insights to this. And
yeah, I've never played on my phone with it.
But no. No, I don't either. The phone, it seems like got limited purposes for me. So, oh wow, look at this. They've done 70, what is it?
796 million.
Oh, okay. Classifications so far by 2,712. That's a lot of people. And so you're in good company, I think would be.
Yeah, and that's just registered volunteers. So if you do it without registering, you're not counted in that. You're counted in the top step, but not as one of their, you know, that big number of volunteers.
Yeah, register volunteers, right. A vibrant community. Zooniverse gives people of all ages, backgrounds the chance to participate in real research with over 50 active online science projects. There's 50. Wow. Work with 1.6 million registered users around the world to contribute to research projects led by hundreds of researchers. And I know from past experiences that was one of the things that really appealed to me, to have the researchers there pictured with a little bio information, and to be able to talk to them in the forums. Now, you're more of a forum person than I am, so I didn't really get into that very much. But if you like it, you can do that. I mean, you can really ask them questions and find out more about this. So that doesn't really say it here. So we're going to go on and, oh, okay, that's neat. You think these are the researchers or some of the participants?
Have no flipping clue.
Okay. Well, it does say real researchers, real results.
Probably researchers.
Yeah. Meet the researchers who've created projects for free on the Zooniverse. Let's see, that's what it repeats it. From classifying animals in the Serengeti to discovering new exoplanets using the Kepler Space Telescope. Researchers of all backgrounds have used the free project builder to create engaging, accessible citizen science projects. I didn't actually realize that this was free for the scientists to use. Okay, so that's kind of cool.
I didn't know it, but I think I kind of knew it without ever actually having seen that that's what they're doing.
Yeah, I would say I kind of got that feeling too, but I didn't actually know. So this site's kind of a good broker place for the folks that like to do projects and the folks that need help with their projects. And I know that the Galaxy Zoo was the first one, and they were counting, or they were classifying the galaxy shapes, and the scientists and their helpers just felt overwhelmed by the sheer mass of
data
of galaxy pictures they had to classify. And do you remember the statistics? Like, they opened it up and they said, please, we need your help, and people from all over the place got it done in amazing record time. It was like, do you remember what it was? It was like months, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
weeks or months. Unbelievable. And it was so.
And then they said, oh, let's do this again.
Yes.
And now, of course, they've got AI to do a bunch of this stuff
that you get to train.
Yeah, but they use people to train the AI, so that's so they still do need people, but because the amount of data that they're sorting through has not shrunk over time. It's only grown.
Oh no, absolutely. And there's some things that I think will never be able to be done by the computers. Actually, that's my thought. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move on here. Discover, Teach, Learn, the Zooniverse community. Okay. They got news stuff. The Daily Zooniverse a month ago. I love that. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. If you're into this kind of thing, you can actually take a look at, okay, so they've actually highlighted a new project, Sunspot Detectives. Did we do that? I don't think we did that.
No, because this is going through historical drawings. So I know I've never done that.
Got it. They did have the Harvard, the women who are computers, as in one who computes, their notebooks. And that was a historical
there
data.
have been some, and I did one on photos of astronomical equipment and stuff like that. But,
yeah, you did a whole demonstration of that. I remember. Yeah. Okay, so what else is on this page? Project updates an hour ago, 2 months ago, so lots and lots of good stuff.
There's a lot more communication here than there used to be. I mean, they're updating people more on what's going on in stuff instead of just giving the raw statistics of, when you go into a project, this is how many, there are, how many that have been completed, that sort of thing.
Oh, good to know. Thank you.
Mhm.
All right, so that's the end of the page. I'm going to go back up. So it's a little weird because I remember seeing a lot more projects than this. So what
Right.
I'm going to do is I am going to go to this See All project because these are the featured one. They got 4.
Yeah.
See All project.
I
Yep.
used to always just click at the top where it says projects.
Projects. Probably the same thing, right?
Actually, hover over both of them. Yes, it is the same link.
Yeah, at the bottom, at the very lowest bottom left corner, you get kind of a preview of the web link that you're going to get.
Oh, yeah, it does show up there. Okay. At first, I thought it wasn't showing up on their side of the screen.
Oh, yeah, but it's hard
It
to
is.
see. So if you go to the site and you hover over this See All projects, as well as the projects link at the top here, the navigation bar, they seem to go to the same exact page. So I'm just going to click on the big yellow button, See All projects. And this is a little more, I think, what we're used to seeing. Oh, nope, it's a little different too.
Nope.
Oh, here it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is kind of what I remember from before. And of course, if you're new here, it doesn't even matter. It's all going to be new. So let's see. Let's just start at the top. We do have a couple of links: active, paused, finished.
Oh, interesting. So if you're interested in seeing which ones have finished and what their results are, you could probably go that.
Yeah, they might have results already. If they've just finished, they might not.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome. We're so glad you're here. I bet. Thank you for your interest in helping real research. Here we've gathered a few projects we could really use your help on right now. For more options, just scroll down to browse. See, it's very informative. I think they really do a good job of giving you the idea of how to get around here, how to do things. Some of the tutorials inside the projects, I think, are a little bit.
Some are better than others.
Yeah, some are better than others. That's a great way to put it. So let's see. Make sure to check out Talk. Okay, that's kind of fun, where you can chat with other like-minded volunteers. Okay, I thought Talk was the scientist. Well, maybe the scientists pop in sometimes. Does that make sense?
I don't know
you,
if maybe that's different from the ones for each project.
Okay.
I think that might just be
an overall
a volunteers
website.
One where each project is probably its own, I guess, subfolder or channel or whatever terminology they might use.
Did this Build a Project show up, or was that there before?
No, that wasn't there before.
So if you are a scientist, you could come here and create something. And if you do that, my recommendation to you is to browse around and find the ones that do the better job of explaining things and model those. I think it'll give you a leg up when you're creating your own project. All right, so they have those featured ones again, it looks like. And none of them really interest me. I don't even know how to say this one.
Well, Aurora Zoo is interesting, but we covered that
we did.
a while.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. The Aurora one, I would say, quite possibly might be the most interesting to me as of right now, if I were a total newbie. Yeah, definitely. So I'm going to go ahead.
I don't want to see beluga bits, but
well, it's all here. I do like how they separate them out. You could look at all disciplines or arts, biology, climate, history, language, literature, medicine, nature, physics, social science, space. And you notice all the things that we've demonstrated so far have fallen into either the space category or the physics category. So they actually have 94 projects. Wow. Okay, so that's quite a lot. And it looks like you can actually do some searches by what it's called if you know it. And of course, you're new, you're not going to really know it. You can look at this by most recently launched, most active, most help needed. And we actually, when we do our demonstrations for the show, we like to go to most help needed because the odds are better that it won't be done by the time we get to the Friday night show.
Might as well promote the ones that are
absolutely. Absolutely. I totally get that.
I'm wondering if maybe our advertising them gets people to hop on them to check them out, and then they're gone by the time we do the show.
Don't know.
That's happened, I think, twice now.
At least twice, yeah. So they have a couple of options here. So What feels good to you? Do you want to look at the one that's most popular, recently launched? That'd be kind of cool because then it's like, ooh, what's new, right? Most recently updated. Sometimes they add lots of things to a project you may have already started, you may have worked on before if you're not a newbie. But let's say you are new and you kind of like.
I've had dead projects come back simply because they got another data set.
Yeah, I'm thinking if I'm new, I might want to look at most popular. What do you think? Okay. Yeah, and absolutely, if you have some thoughts or if you see a project you want us to delve into a little bit more, we would love to hear from you. All right, maybe I'll just leave it alone for now because they do have a bunch right here. And is it, in fact, most recently launched, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that would make sense that it's already kind of loaded for most recently launched. And I might not even notice that at first. I don't think I did for quite a while when we were doing the demonstrations for the show. All right, so what do we have so far? We've got 3, 6. Oh, that's an interesting picture. See, what appeals to you when you look at these things? I think that's a really neat graphic. Burst chaser, and I think we did that one actually. Demercier, I don't know what that is. Sampaio? Oh, I see. Real building Goncalves Sampaio's intellectual connections through the transcription of more than 3,000 pages from his personal archive. That's interesting. Ooh, now see, for me, time travel stuff, that would be very appealing. Voyages in Time help reveal the working lives of Royal Navy chronometers. Did you have a thought there?
Nah, just maybe Voyages in Time, they should have had a blue phone box.
Yeah, maybe. But they're talking about the Royal Navy chronometers, tracking the people and places they encountered over more than a century. Wow. Well, that could be pretty interesting. And now, bear in mind, and this, I'm talking from experience here, we have noticed that some of them that sound really exciting, some of the projects are a little bit less than exciting. Oh, Janie has a time travel. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, we might have to demonstrate that one. All right, I'm going to look just a little bit more.
But of course, that one's not time travel. It's just taking,
Yeah, it's okay.
It's bios of people who.
Yeah, it still sounds fairly intriguing to me. I'm going to look just a little bit more, and then thanks, Janie, for that interest, and we'll look at a project, maybe 2. So yeah, we've got Gravity Wave. I think we talked about that before. Elephant ID, that's cool. Einstein at Home. Ah, interesting. Okay, there's about pulsars. And I would just say browse and browse until you go, ooh, I gotta know more about that. I gotta know. Look at this one. Kilonova seekers find cosmic explosions in real time with the gravitational wave, optical transient observer, or go to. New data uploaded hourly. Wow. That's got to be an interesting project. Okay, so we got a couple candidates, maybe. And here's kind of where we start to see what really looks interesting and what really appeals to you. What appeals to you, Dawn or Scott? Thanks, Janie, for your input. Notes from nature capture the collections. Open museum collection cabinets wide to the world online. That might be interesting.
I think that's going to be similar to the one that I did that was with astronomical photos. So this will be probably photos both modern and historic of natural.
That sounds interesting, but there's a couple things I think I would kind of lean toward more than that. We didn't even look at this one. Siren Project helps saving Italian hydrological measurements. Don't stop the data flow. All right. Yeah. Did we get another mermaid Cyrus? Yeah. It looks like it's Italian hydrological measurements.
It's probably an acronym.
Ah, yes, that makes sense. Restore tag trees. Cool neighbors. Shadows on stone. Huh. Identifying sings incarcerated. Wow. See, there's all kinds of stuff here, and we've just barely scratched the surface because We really like space and science and the physics and stuff. We haven't even looked at any of these hardly. I haven't anyway. Alpine bug shot. Help us build a database of insects in the Swiss Alps and train AI for automated pollinator monitoring. Catalina Sky Survey. Discover new asteroids every day. I remember this one. We did a couple of episodes on this. It was so big. Help us use the light from distant galaxies to look back in time to early universe. To the early. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Scott has something. Someday I would like to try growing different plants in lunar and Martian regolith to see which plants adapt better.
I really like that idea. I don't know that there's anything in here, but about that. But the other thing that I've seen about that you want to consider, because of course you can simulate lunar regolith here on Earth.
And I
don't know about Martian.
I think we can get Martian now because we've done chemical analysis of it.
Okay.
But there's some poisonous chemicals in the Martian. Some percolates and stuff like that.
I think soil remediation is going to be very big on Mars. But the other thing I think is the gravity's different. And even like trying to grow stuff on space station, I think there was a thought about trying to, maybe it's more like when they originally wanted to put the space station up, they wanted to spin it, which means they could get the different gravity effects at different places in the space station when they did that. But spinning something in space is hard.
No, spinning it's easy. It's the fact that you have to keep the solar panels pointed in a specific direction while another part of it spinning. So having spinning and non-spinning on the same vehicle is hard.
Okay.
Because friction will start to spin the non-spinning parts and de-spin the spinning parts.
That's true.
And
that's true.
So yeah, it's it needs a constant source of power to keep that going. Even if it's not much, it still needs some.
Yeah. So here's the thing you could do, I think, in here. Well, okay, I know you can do a search for the name of it, search by name, but I don't know if you can actually search by is it?
Like specific topic.
Yeah, do a search for like lunar regolith kind of a.
Well, you could put regolith in there as a search by name.
Well, let's give it a go. Nope, nothing comes up.
Did it say nothing comes up, or
no? There's nothing that.
Oh, did you hit enter? Nope. Okay.
Because it was popping things up.
Oh,
nope, loading. Well, even enter didn't help us out.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got nature. Maybe it'd be in those. Something like that would be in those.
Well, it'd be in space, I would think.
Well, there's only 3 pages, so let's go through them quick. And I think we're going to go back to that time one too. All right, so we've seen some of these and those. Oh, here's a new one. Name that neutrino. I think we talked about that. Island critter cam. That sounds interesting. Hey, Lake Erie Islands. I grew up near Lake Erie, so okay. It's like, oh, hey, looky there. That's the kind of thing that can give you. You can go ahead and pull that. They can give you like reasons to look further into these. All right, so spider crab watch. That might be interesting.
Notes. They're coming to get you.
Notes from nature. We were watching some creature features, and there was a crab one, wasn't there? What did Scott say?
Scott says, I feel my project will become more relevant when we get closer to having a permanent outpost. Yep.
That makes sense. It doesn't hurt to know in advance. Like, I know there's a friend of ours who's quite old now. He did some things with lunar regolith and would like paint with it and try and make bricks with it. And so I don't know that it's that early. But, you never know. And things, it's weird how things, for a long time we're in the doldrums. I call it the doldrums. We didn't really have a lot going on. All of a sudden, it got really exciting and lots of things are happening. And now we have SpaceX and now we have, Blue Origin. And now so it's possible. It won't be that much longer. So it might be worth looking into.
Yeah. And of course, lunar regolith we're going to be dealing with sooner than we deal with Martian, just because it's closer and easier to get to.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. So let's see. I don't really see anything yet. What's this
Cosmic
thing?
muon images, we've done that.
Yeah. Let's see. Node code breakers. Looking for patterns in lymph nodes. Okay. All right. Let's see if we got nothing pops out yet in regards to something like that. Anything like that yet, Scott. All right. Ocean eyes. Iguana from above. I wonder if they want you to have a drone to play with some of these, or if they give you the drone pictures.
I think that's what's going on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, Coaster Seafloor Observatory. I thought they said Kosher Seafloor Observatory, and I'm wondering, well, why would they be on the seafloor since ground bottom dwellers are not kosher?
Chimpanzee. Some of these are just, I love it. They're just so funny. It's humorous. It's humorous. Oh, okay. Well, that's about arthropods, not. I saw the terrestrial and I was thinking maybe. All right, so one more, and then let's go back and look at that time one. And if you folks want to look at something else, we'll see if we got some time for that. Cedar Creek Eyes on the Wild, the Beluga Bits, Monkey Health, Penguin Watch. See, we've never even delved into these animal ones at all. Fossil atmospheres, interesting. Chicago Wildlife Watch? Okay. I know we have a lot of wildlife out here. We hear about it on nextdoor.com. All right, nothing in that category for you.
Well, I mean, hear the coyotes frequently too.
So let's see. What do we have? Time something. Time. Oh, look at that. Okay, now we see what happens. I didn't hit enter.
Voyages in Time is what it was.
Voices Through Time, the story of care. Oh, Janie. That might be a good one to look at for your purposes. Notes from Nature, Invertebrate Time Machine. Ooh, I think it's the Voyages in Time. Is that what you said? Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. So, gosh, I kind of want to see all of them. I might be a very curious person. Maybe.
I'm just thinking of time traveling worms.
This one?
Invertebrate Time Machine.
All right, we're going to look at Voyages in Time real quick. And if you really want to see another one, we'll look at another one. And this looks a lot like most of the rest of them we've seen. Mm-hmm. You do have your name up here. I don't know what the check mark is. Do you?
No. Oh, hover over it again because it showed up eventually. So it was approved.
Ah, okay.
I don't know what that means.
Me neither.
Maybe. Well, you know what? Since they're not building the projects for people, they've got a project builder. You can build your project. And I guess once they review it and say, hey, I like the way this runs, they'll put their own check mark on it. Because this is all new. That's new, and the Build a Project is new.
No, the Build a Project's been around for a while. I remember seeing it before. Oh, okay. I just wasn't sure if it was on the homepage when we originally saw the nav across the top.
Yeah, possibly.
And these have been around about classify, talk, collect. Mm-hmm. If I'm new here, I might not actually know what to do. So I'd probably just scroll down and start reading this stuff. Mm-hmm. Help reveal the working lives of Royal Navy chronometers, tracking the people and places they encountered over more than a century. Learn more. You can push the button. I would probably just keep going. Oh, look, they've got actual ledgers. Either transcribe general information about each chronometer or the details about their transfers to and from different people, places, and organizations. So, my thinking is I would read a few things first and then dive right in. Mm-hmm. But some people might want to read all the things. 3 people are talking about it. Oh, look, there's 57% complete. If I want to play with this, I probably should jump in. Oh, join in. They got the buttons. Chronometer transfers from. I wonder if there's a 2. And always the good information, the volunteers, classification subjects. And I really, really love this part. We actually lift these a lot of times for our episode that we're going to talk about because it's so well done. Yeah. And this one, this is a little bit unusual. I don't remember seeing a quote like this.
Maybe they've started doing I remember seeing a quote in one of the more recent ones. So I think it's new.
Okay. This I don't know that we would be as useful for our purposes, But some, like over here,
In the about, yeah.
yeah, about voyages in time for nearly 2 centuries, the Royal Navy relied on chronometers to navigate. From 1821, they were trialed, tested, and issued by the Royal Observatory, Greenwich. Oh, isn't that cool? The chronometer, I mean, you start learning something immediately,
Yep.
even with just the little introduction paragraph here. Let's see, they were, yep. To help us trace these journeys as part of the Tools of Knowledge Project, AHRC, we are asking you to transcribe the records of the moments at which the chronometers changed hands. That's interesting. Okay. All right. And we usually see, yep, here they are, a couple of links to other places. But the really fun part to me is just diving right in. And so that's where you get to this. And usually these are right up front, this little tutorial, and they start explaining how you do this right off the bat. In this workflow, we're asking you to identify and transcribe instances of a chronometer being transferred from a person, ship, organization, or place as referred to in the Admiralty Chronometer Ledger. Most pages include a table. I'm going to just skim a little bit. Sometimes there is a cross or a line through the page. If no such transfer appears, draw a rectangular box anywhere and fill out no transfer. So there's a possibility of transferring or no transferring for these pages.
Because it could just be entries, of time entries, but not a transfer.
Yeah. And being a newbie, I might not know that these will be looked at by a variety of people, but I do know that. In fact, I think we've seen 12 to 15 times each. So I might be a little nervous, but in the case of we're telling you, don't be so nervous. Just try and do your best. Work with what they have. And this is a really good way to learn for most of them. And they've got the field guide over here. We'll see that shortly. All right. And you notice what happened? I went to continue, but it didn't automatically pop me back up to the top of the page, which has some images in this case. To start the workflow, click the select box in the task tab, which I may not know what that means, but oh, there it is, task tab. Why is this so low? They're usually like right up here. That's interesting. And use the tool to draw a rectangular box around the handwritten text that indicates a single instance of the chronometer being transferred from a person or ship organization. The relevant columns are usually called from, whom transferred, and date of receipt. You can resize the box, the controls, and absolutely read all these if you're new to this so that you understand all the little bits. All right. Again, did not pop to the top, so I have to go there. And they give you some examples. Fill out the receipt name. Fill out transfer date. Click if unclear. And one of the advantages I'm just realizing when we prepare for you is we've done all this already. We read these, we play with a few, and we show them to you, but we don't read all the little bits like I'm doing right now. But you definitely want to understand what you're going to do. So I would recommend absolutely going through all the little dots here.
Well, I generally read through all of them just so I'm not telling people wrong, because
I read through them. It's just I'm sitting here reading it to our listeners
we don't usually do
during the show. But yeah, we skip this part a lot when we're just demonstrating this particular project.
Right.
Again, it's a little bit clunky because I'm acting like I'm new here. So after drawing the box, you'll present it with a short form. There's an option to state that any piece of information is unclear. Oh, cool. If you click unclear, this will take you to a box unclear or to the text box. Please add your best guess at the value between the two sets. Oh, I see. It's sort of like
it's like quote marks, except that.
If it is so unclear that you're unable to guess at a value, please leave that without as it is without entering a value. All right, so start by transcribing. This is kind of weird because we usually do have a pretty good idea of what the heck we're going to do next, but there's quite a bit of this. So start by transcribing the transfer's name, enter the date, and I'm going to go on.
Because a lot of that was repetition of what they've already said.
And there's a lot here. I mean, some of these they're pretty extensive like this, and some of them are a little more bare. So again, had to pop up to the top. It's a little bit awkward, but you get used to it after a while. Some transfers have a cost associated with them. Oh, that's interesting.
Now, for anyone who knows the British system, why the heck do they use a D for pence?
I don't know.
I can see the
Pound,
others.
shilling, D. I don't remember. All right, so this is either written in the same row or on the third column. If there is a cost, it would be most helpful to us if you could enter the format. Add zeros if the price does not include shillings or pence. There might be additional information provided about the transfer. Once you have transcribed that particular set, click OK. All right, so I'm getting the picture here. Oh, and I got to pop up at the top again. Oh, and they show you. Draw a box around each instance of a chronometer being transferred from whom received, a person or ship, organization, etc. Select 11. Oh, they actually tell you how many rectangles have been created when you're creating them. So this is kind of a
for your information about what you've
done.
done.
And I think it's right before you would click on the next.
Yep.
In this particular case, once you have transcribed all instances of a chronometer being transferred from a person or other entity to that appear on a page, click Done in the Task tab. You will be presented with a summary of your activity for this workflow. Oh, that's different. I don't remember seeing a summary. Do you?
No.
And click Talk to leave a note or comment about this page, which I think all of them do. Next to move to a new page. All right, we're getting there. Okay, so they show one of the boxes. In older pages of the ledger, a slightly different table layout was originally used before changing to the layout that became standard on later pages. In these cases, the transfer from information still appears, so they're basically telling you the things to look for. You would draw a rectangular box around the date, Greenwich. I don't know if I want to do this because I really don't feel comfortable knowing. I really don't know what. We spend a week looking at these things to show you on Friday night. So I may just look at this and let you finish. Yeah. If you want to do this project. In newer pages, the transfer details are written in a printed table. Oh, so, okay. So it's possible they actually created their own and then they standardized it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, more about the from whom. This is pretty detailed. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who and the dates. Really interesting. And let's go, like we see a lot of times. And they actually do tell you what to do here. If you haven't read the tutorial, which is always available over here, you can click on it. It'll pop up again. Oh, and it is at the top here. That's nice. But here's the task. Draw a box around each instance of a chronometer being transferred from whom received, a person, ship, organization. Basically, this is what we just read. Allows us to track the full working life of each chronometer. That's interesting. So just really shadowing and tracking the thing itself, the chronometer. Please transcribe the text as it appears. That's cool. I don't remember doing that. Do you? Transcribing text?
We weren't doing any transcribing.
No, it was mostly just putting a box around stuff, and that's a demonstration of the box. Looks like you would put the transcription there. You can get rid of the box there. So we do kind of know something now after we've seen some demonstrations, and we've done a few of these for you. So I think that's pretty good for right now. If you're totally new to this, I think you'll be comfortable enough to start doing them yourself. And that was part of my objective here, was to get you to the point where you would be okay just going and checking it out and seeing where you go from there. Because of course we do a lot of these projects and you don't necessarily know what comes before that, the prep stuff, the kind of goofy things you skip, or, oh, wait, I better look at the field guide again. You pop it up here and you get all the little things. And we have shown that, but not kind of how it is from like just the very beginning of coming here and playing with this platform and the projects within it. All right, I'm going to go back, and Janie, I would love to see if you do. Let me go back a little bit more. Did we do time? We did time.
Yeah, that was that one.
Well, I saw another one because Janie is involved with
Oh, the
It's not
healthcare
here
one, the
anymore.
top one.
Oh, it is. Oh, Story of Care. Story of Care. So if you do that, Janie, I want to hear about that.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. So I think there's lots and lots of possibilities for pretty much anybody out there. And again, don't feel too bad. Go ahead and take us back. So that's
Okay.
what I have. And take us back. And anybody out there, don't worry too much because they've got you covered. They have a good number of people doing these.
Mm-hmm.
Each one of these pages will get 12 to 15. At least that's
Mm-hmm.
what I remember hearing. And each project is possibly different. We don't really
Right.
know. Unless you go in and ask them. You
And,
could
and
go
from
and
what
ask them.
I've seen in other ones where they explain the process, if everyone agrees on something, then it's set in stone. If there's a wide variety of different outcomes for one, then it's something that they look at themselves. Because a lot of times, a scientist who's been working with that data for years will be able to spot stuff right away.
Right, and to me that's very, very useful too, because you get to the point where it's like everyone agrees this is pretty much what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And if we have a bunch of different answers for one, these reveal themselves and the scientists can go and take a look themselves, and that's very, very helpful to them.
Yep.
They don't have to go through every single little piece of data.
Right. Yep.
So yeah, this can be really, really helpful to people. And so yeah, play.
Yep.
All right, you want to do this part?
Sure. Some stellar events this week, March 8th through March 15th, the Ides of March.
Yes.
Watch out,
I
Caesar.
forgot about that.
So Globe at Night is still going for a few days, it's also a citizen science project.
Yes.
So it was running from March 1st through March 10th. So in a couple days, it's done. In the Northern Hemisphere, you can look at Orion or Gemini. In the Southern Hemisphere, it's Orion, Canis Major, or Crux.
And that's kind of new. They didn't really give you a choice before. Now you get to pick.
Yeah. So what you do is you go out, you take pictures with your phone, and use their app to report on the site. And basically, it's looking for how dark the sky is in your area.
Yeah. I've done it once, but I would like to get back out and do more.
Yeah. Okay, March 8th today is Happy International Women's Day. And Mercury and Neptune are in conjunction. And Venus and the Moon are in conjunction. Venus is 3.3 degrees north of the Moon. And Mars and the Moon are in conjunction. May or may not both. Oh, all three should be a sight.
Yeah, Venus, Moon, Mars.
Oh, early in the morning before the sun rises in the east.
Should look pretty cool, actually.
But
if you
before
get up
the sun rises.
Yeah, if you get up early. We're more night owls than early birds.
I don't know if
Typically.
I believe that happens. You just wake up and there it is.
Yeah, okay.
March 9th, Saturn and the Moon are in conjunction. And time change. Well, change. Technically, the time change is on the 10th, but it's like 1 a.m. So generally,
set your clock
Saturday
before you go to bed.
Yeah, Saturday night.
Or they'll set themselves if you've got the right kind of equipment.
Right, yeah.
I think the computers and the phones do, but not the little digital clocks.
Right, that we have all over the house. Or, set an alarm to wake yourself up at like 12:30 a.m. so that you can go set your clock.
Yeah, we'll still be up by then.
Okay, March 10th is a new moon and a new time for some of us. And the moon's at perigee.
Oh, yeah, that time changes in the United States at least.
Yeah.
I don't know about other places.
Yeah. Well, and in a good chunk of the United States, some states don't do
yes, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I'd be okay if we stopped that stuff.
So would a lot of people.
Yeah, it is. No real point to it anymore.
There keeps being, bills put up to stop doing it. But I guess politicians haven't added enough pork barrel to the bills for them to pass.
Jeez.
Also on
But they
March,
did pass. The last one did pass,
yeah,
at least here in California.
yeah, but nothing's happened.
No, it didn't change.
The bill was simply to allow them to do it.
I see.
And of course, they're not doing it unless there's something in it for them. Because that's politics. March 10th. Well, I talked about the moons at perigee.
Oh, you did say that?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Also, the moon and Mercury are in conjunction, and Neptune and the moon are in conjunction. But since it's a new moon, the only thing that you're likely to see is Mercury. Also, Ramadan begins. March 11th, the moon is on the equator, and the moon is at ascending node. March 13th, Jupiter and the moon are in conjunction. Jupiter is 3.6 degrees south of the moon. March 14th, Uranus and the moon are in conjunction. And Pleiades is 0.4 degrees north of the moon, and it's an occultation.
That might be really cool, depending on where you are.
Mm-hmm.
We just noticed it tonight. We haven't had a chance to figure out, like, where do you got to be to actually see that happen.
Yep. And March 15th, Friday night, is our Friday night show, and we've got another crunchy topic. And so join us Fridays at 9 p.m. Pacific time on the Everyday Spacer Facebook page and the Everyday Spacer YouTube channel. And Janie just said, Oscars are on Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. Monday, March 11th is World Plumber Day. More trivia for you guys. Blessings.
Thank you. So what inspires you the most for this coming week?
For Janie, apparently it's plumbers. So
well, Oscars. Well, I can understand Janie's plumber thing right now. Lots of rain. We've had a lot of rain here. Yeah. All right, so I got some other activities and events for you. You can still launch your digital postcard into space. Check that out. Go ahead, Jeff, and share. We did not get to this last time, but I want you to make sure you know that the What's Up in the Night Sky that Dawn puts together every single month can be had over here, Astros-Story. I'll just give you the link. That'll make life easier for everybody, right? All right, so it goes into the chat, and it should be a clickable link for you. All right, and this is just an astonishing full page of information. Well, see, we got some planets here. Returns to the night sky, and you know, you can tell where they are. All right, she talks about if you're in the Eastern time zone, convert the calendar times. All right, you got dates and events. And more events. There's your Venus, 0.3 degrees. All right. Oh, that's later in the month. Isn't it? We just did the coming week, 8th to 15th. We did that part right there.
Yep.
I think we talked about all those. Very cool. I love these pictures of the phases of the moon. And so, yep.
Don says Pi Day.
Pi Day, yes.
Starship launch test.
Oh, I know about Pi Day, which is March 14th, 3.14. But what's the Starship launch test? They're doing a lot of stuff now. They've got a lot of things.
Yeah.
So yeah, check it out. I gave you the link. Here is in honor of the Women's Month and International Women's Day. The page that Dawn puts together called Star of Women, and she talks about the achievements of some women astronomers, engineers, scientists, and Dawn and I have talked about these people for a lot of years, and I just love putting them on the show in our profiles. So that's fun. I'll have to come here and look for some new names. That'd be good. Yep. All right, so good page here. Let me go ahead and add that to the chat as well for you. And it should be clickable. There you go. What else does she have here? It's a pretty good page. Women biographies, yay. All right. Love those colors. Oh, good picture. Yeah, I liked Hidden Figures. That was a great movie. All right. So then we've got, Dawn has a bunch of these, and I actually set these up kind of in order of the way I found them. So solar eclipse safety is the first one. I got a couple more pages after the next few things I show you. The total solar eclipse is one of the most exciting astronomical events. Some people travel all over the world just to find them. And if you've seen the 1991 version, it was 7 minutes and some seconds, so I'm spoiled. That was like my first one. So She's got some information here about do not look at the sun directly. You can make your own pinhole projector. I love the little icon. She talks about glasses, the eclipse glasses, and how you know if they are safe. It's easier to tell if they're negative. I think you have to have like a lab to tell if it's a positive, but this is a really great website to go to look at. Are these going to work for you, these glasses? So you can tell if they're bad. That's the easy one to tell. All right, what else is in here? Oh, great picture of Dawn. That was in October of last year. You went to Texas, right, Dawn? Binoculars. They had the binoculars that are strictly for solar spotting, and solar eclipses. Just looking at sunspots, whatever you want. This is a great tool, the Sun Spotter, and we used that at the Moore Park City Library last October because we had a partial eclipse here in Southern California, and some other safety concerns. I recommend that page very highly. Lots and lots of good links to other places and information about the one coming up in like a month. Yeah, exactly a month. All right, there's that article. Can you tell if it's safe? And this is thanks to Daniel. I was hoping he would be here tonight because he sent us this 2023-2024 Ham Sci Festivals of Eclipse Ionospheric Science. I don't know how you say it. Voice. What I really like too is this. See the letters hamsci.org. You've got their Morse code.
Yep.
With them as well. All right, so I'll just review this quick because October 14th is a ways away, but oh no, that was last year. Sorry, and April 8th. I figured this would be a regular thing, but maybe it's just during the eclipses. Yeah.
No.
Daniel's here.
Yeah.
Yay!
Hey, Dan.
Yeah, can you tell me more about this? Just like, a couple of words, because 2017 Eclipse Archive, universities participating. All right. Is this like a regular, it's not a regular annual thing, right? And when you sent me this link, I thought it was going to be something different. So yeah, Daniel, you got more words for me? Let us know. All right, and I found some things on Facebook. Total Eclipse of the Hearts, kind of a play on words. I think this is in Texas. This one's, City of Greenville, Texas. Lots and lots and lots of neat eclipse places still. The fabulous Bach Vegas, Texas. Play on words there. 25 acres. I think you can rent stuff. And yeah, if you haven't done it yet, go for it because this stuff's going to be filling up. Dawn talked to me earlier today, and everything on the center line in her area, all the hotels are full. So this is another one presented by Purdue University. Very cool. I just love that there is a huge swath of land that is going to have eclipse, over them. So Daniel's he came back. Next eclipse in North America is in 20 years. Yes. Yep. So is that when they're going to do that other event, that event next? Ham Sci Festivals?
Yeah, I think they're probably setting up for this one.
Yeah, definitely.
But and he says there's a radio equipment package called Grape.
Okay. All right, so Purdue University is getting in on the action. Oh, I got some fun things here too about James Doohan, otherwise known as Scotty from Star Trek. I do love this little bit of a story, Cinema Shorthand Society, about Doohan and his sons. Talks about, this isn't the one. There's another one about he gives his sons a tour of the set, and then all of a sudden they're in uniform and they're part of
they're extras. Yeah,
they're extras in the show. But he was actually a very interesting person who was brave and in the war and saved some of his team. Lost a finger. Anyway, you got another comment?
Yeah, you never saw one of his hands in full. He always kept it hidden. That's what GRAPE stands for. Great Radio Amateur Propagation Experiment.
Got it. All right. Thank you, Daniel. All right, what else is here? Oh, this is really cool. So, National Air and Space Museum has a lecture series, and these can be had online. So anybody in the world can tune in. And I think they're going to remain. So you could, if you miss them live, like April 24th, 8 to 9 p.m., probably, yeah, West Washington, probably Eastern time, United States. I went and kind of clicked on that link, and that took me over to the page. So on April 24th, yep, online, in person, check it out. These are wonderful. Let me go ahead and give you the base website for that, because you can get to the others that way.
Yep, sounds good.
All right, should be clickable. Link in the comments. Osiris Rex, revealing secrets from the dawn of our solar system. That's May 22nd. Bringing Mars samples back to Earth, June 5th. I think they're going to talk about it because they're not back yet. And they've got some past lectures in this website too. To the Moon and Back, the habitability of worlds in the outer solar system, exploring the moon. Just wonderful, wonderful stuff. Looks like more. I totally recommend these. I think I've seen the videos, like, shows you the hall. So you see like the hall, and you'll see the lecturer there. So yeah, check it out. When you click on those links, they take you right to the page like that. Okay. So what else do I have here? Oh, this is kind of fun too. Women's History Month, honoring the service of Elizabeth Laura Gardner, also known as Libby Gardner. She flew planes for World War II, and just loved it. Just loved it. And actually, these women, did an incredible service. I think they just ferried the planes back and forth, right?
Right. Yeah, and that's because all of the guys were being thrown into the war to get shot down.
Yeah.
And so they needed someone to get the airplanes over to where they were being needed.
Yeah, so this is a really fun article about her. There she is. Isn't she beautiful? All right, so we got some more of these. A rare solar eclipse is coming in 2024. Here's how to watch it with your kids from Moon Rocket. Oh, it's an art thing. Oh, this is a great art. I love this art. Look at this.
Well, you just tell the kid to.
Let's do it this way.
Nope, here, put on some regular sunglasses. Look at it.
No.
And here's some smokes.
No. Isn't that cool? Cool artwork. Why this year's eclipse is a must-see. Where to watch. Look at that. Every single city along this path.
Well, not every city, but every major city.
Yeah, all these cities are going to see it. Every single one.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones they've told you about. The best cities to watch. Well, maybe. I think going somewhere rural might be better.
Mm-hmm.
Big list. I love this. Let me go ahead and grab that for you too. It's fun that it's an art place, an art site. That's kind of the thing I really liked about it too. All right. Also should be clickable. Let's see. Anything else on here we care about? We got Cleveland, Ohio. Science behind it. Safe viewing tips. Ah, look at that. Nice projector. Engaging your child. There you go. Oh, and by the way, you can visit our print shop to browse our art. And look at those pieces of art. Isn't that wonderful? All right, so then we've got this Spartan Aero Day, College of Aeronautics and Technology. This is a free online training. Actually, it's going to be tomorrow. Join our California team for Spartan Aero Day on Saturday, March 9th. Participate in fun activities and demonstrations.
Oh, Jeannie has a couple beautiful art pieces.
Yeah, aren't they beautiful?
And thanks for another fun space.
You're very welcome, Janie. We're so glad you're here. I think this, okay, it's actually Los Angeles, so it's probably going to be our time zone.
Yep.
Oh, you got to go there? Wait. They give you a map. I thought this was online. I don't know now.
I think it's physical.
Physical. Maybe you got to go there.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think most of you are somewhere else. And it's tomorrow. So, but pretty interesting. You may see more things like this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to look more at that because, of course, we're pretty local. I'm really busy tomorrow, though. All right. This was kind of fun, and I just found this like yesterday. Analog Astronaut Conference 2024. It is going to be at the Biosphere 2 installation in Arizona. That's going to be May 9th through 12th. You can get tickets for that. That is a paid thing. Be part of our growing network. This is your community where you have direct access to the world's analog astronauts. And analog astronauts are people that will go somewhere that's fairly remote, and they will act like they're on wherever. Usually it's Mars, from what I understand. And they'll suit up when they have to leave, and they go through all the motions. They test out equipment for different companies, and they report on their activities. And they actually learn how to live together in a confined space. There's very strict rules about how to use the external area so that it stays the way it is, that kind of thing. But yeah, there's been some really interesting folks that talk about their experiences as an analog astronaut. And some really good people. Frank White, we know that name. I don't think I know too many of the other ones, but yeah, this could be a really, really neat conference in Arizona. All right, what else do we have? The best eclipse event in Texas, Hillsborough Country Club. And you'll notice it looks a little bit like a golf ball.
Because it is a golf ball.
Yes. I thought it was kind of funny. I was like, wait, that looks kind of like a golf ball. Oh, they tell you what all is included. Wow, really nice. Probably going to be expensive. But if you are in that area and you want to go, buy tickets. Oh, not too bad. $239. Maybe for the day. I don't know. Some add-ons. Good stuff. Oh, and this was so cool. And you know what? I was hoping Cliff would be here because he actually had this on Facebook. And this is going to be in Australia. Valuing Darkness Symposium 2024. 11th through 13th of September. And they're going to talk about dark skies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Artificial light, lighting society, lighting designers. I think that's going to be wonderful.
Yeah, I think we did an episode on dark skies.
Stuff. I don't think we have yet.
We'll
I think we keep talking about it.
Well, I'll check. I think I remember seeing it.
Okay.
But it would have been one of our first year ones.
Worth checking. Yeah. So they talk about the different things about the dark sky and what you could see. Like over here, almost none. Yeah. Out here, lots.
Well, and a lot of cities have things where you can only put in landscaping lights pointing down.
That's fairly new, I think.
Right. However, I learned from a builder who said, yes, they'll install them upside down like that and get signed off on it by the city, and then immediately turn them up because that's the way the customer wants it.
Yeah, but that encourages. Well, anyway, it's a whole different discussion.
It's just the reality of it. That's,
Okay, so and then Cliff actually shared another thing, which I think is also in that area. Oh, but it says online Zoom, so that's cool. If you are somewhere else and you want to share. That's actually next week, next Wednesday, March 13th. I just found both of these today, so I don't know much about them yet. But yeah. All right, what else do I have? I got some emails. You can be NASA's virtual guest for the launch of the 30th SpaceX commercial resupply mission. And they give you a link for that. Some of these things are like really fun, and some of them are like, put your name for the Viper or whatever. I got another email from them, which was about, I love this. This is really cool. Where is it? I think it's, tips and tricks for viewing the night sky. Contribute to NASA research during April's total solar eclipse, and learn how to become a NASA astronaut. Plus stories you might have missed. All right. I think this is a regular email. Watch the skies. What's up for March? Some close pair-ups with the moon. Mercury makes an appearance and a chance to catch a comet. On March 13th, the moon joins Jupiter. We talked about some of that stuff. What I really liked here, what I saw today and what I wanted to share for sure, was this citizen science part of it. Let's see. I'm going to click on this link too. Where is this? Yep, that's going to give us a new one. But just let's finish this luminous galaxy. Yeah, if you like to get emails from NASA, they have a variety of them. This is just two of the ones that I get. They talk about the different things. Send your name. I think that's Viper. Yeah, that's Viper. I'm pretty sure I've done that. Maybe some of you have too. The NASA Interactive. Are you ready to apply now? Become a NASA astronaut. Everyone wants to know how to do that. All right, so what did they give us? Eclipse. Science website feedback survey. Okay, I think they just want you to tell them how you like the website. We haven't even seen it yet. Contribute to NASA science. When you look at the eclipse, you could, both in and outside the eclipse path. Learn more about sun Earth effects of total solar eclipse. Don't have experience. No problem. Projects are available for participants of any skill level. Nice. So lots of possibilities here. I'm going to share that link with you too. I think that's really cool. I think there's just a little bit more. Oh yeah, we got Dawn's too. Oh my God, so many. Oh, this was cool on Facebook. And I'm looking, I go to the website, I'm like, wait, what? Oh, maybe it's really hard to tell. But I think these are the things that they talk about as the, yeah, and the links are here. Learn more and register. So that's pretty cool. It's Virtual Family Day, First in Flight. Celebrate First in Flight. Check out virtual activities. So that's the page. I'll share that one too. I really like when they include the whole family. That's really great. Because it's great. You know, it's fun to do something really interesting and thrilling, and it's really safe. I mean, that's the combo you don't find everywhere.
Oh, and some of these links in the YouTube comments are apparently too long for the comments.
Oh.
So you'll have to rebuild them. Because there's the, take a look at how it shows up there. It's the main link, you know, the main part of the link, and then whatever's left over after the character count was exceeded. So you'll have to just, you know, copy, paste, and
that's right,
and build them up, rebuild them in your browser.
Oh, thank you for noticing that. Yeah. Actually, Dawn told me about this scholarships for, let's see, it looks like there's a bunch of people. Wow, $30 billion in scholarship aid. Different academic major, grade, ethnicity, location. You can find a scholarship for all kinds of things, I guess. Isn't that what you were saying, Dawn? There's all kinds of different things in here. For teens, an app. There's 22 apps to make money. That's interesting. All right, so all kinds of things going on there. Yeah, we may have to figure out a different way to do the links then.
Yeah.
All right, so that really sounded interesting. So let's see, I'll just read it. Scholaroo.com. SCHOLAROO.com.
Oh, well,
that's not what's short. Let's add it.
Yeah.
Why not?
It's not an entire page worth of link.
No. And maybe what we can do is find a better way to. And we're back to Dawn's pages. Astra's Eclipse Guide. Lots of good stuff here. I'll try that one too. That's a short link.
And you can get to all of our other pages from there too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is a big site. Dawn has done an amazing amount of work for you for Eclipse Guide. All kinds of different things. She does all the graphics herself. Look at this. Isn't that amazing? And this one's about this particular April 8th one. And it is a good opportunity because there won't be another one in North America for a while. Like Daniel was saying, 20 years. Look at this. Oh, I love all these. Now, this is actually not Dawn's creation. But she tells you where they come from. And a list of resources. Good stuff there. Yeah. I think this is the weather one. Yeah, weather on the day of the eclipse. What it's most likely to be like in those areas on that day. Resource guide for the April 8th one again. All right. Really good stuff. Oh, I love all these links. You could go down that rabbit hole for days. And I just found this right before the show. Supercharged Science and Math. Teach the easy way. Free science class. The astronomy of stars and planets. Relax while your kids have fun learning science. And I do all the teaching for you. Yay, how cool is that? That's all I got. That's enough, right? Yeah. Plenty good. All right, so we're down to this part. Go ahead.
So if you or someone you know has done something.
Sorry, Don's got a comment. Yeah, women's scholarships page.
Oh.
Very good. Yep. Yeah, we'll have to check that out. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so if you or someone you know has done something interesting involving space exploration, science, or astronomy, we'd love to share our live. Join us again next Friday, March 15th. Crunchy Top. Where we'll be doing another Crunchy Topic.
You'll do it.
And it's, yep,
you're doing the Crunchy Topic.
We're talking about white dwarfs, which I think if we want to build a Dyson sphere around something, like white dwarf is it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So and we're also speaking with a potential guest who may join us on March 22nd. And if that works out for him. So far looking good. We'll nail that down soon. And he's local, so Pam's got her hammer out. We just need to find some nails.
What? No. What?
He's a sci-fi author and a scientist, and Pam is picking up his books this weekend.
Yeah, he's got 4 with the 5th one coming, and I'm gonna go get him.
Yep.
So yeah, we're looking forward to talking to. It's Steven. His name is Steven.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna do a shout out. Thank you, Dawn and Janie and Scott
and Daniel.
And Daniel. Yes, Daniel. I miss you, Cliff. What happened to Cliff? He might be working.
Yeah.
So yeah, folks, have a really great week. We thank you for being here. We really appreciate that every single time. So yeah. Stay tuned.
See you next week.
Good night.
Good night.